Now I want to share with us the history of human evolution. What if I tell you the first human did not even know they were becoming humans? No cities, no gods, no mercy, only survivor. They were not us, but still they are no longer them.
6 to 8 million years ago, the early ancestors were discovered in Africa walking on 4 feet.
But one day they began to walk on 2 legs. Why and how on earth is that possible? Like I have said earlier, it was a moment and period of survival. Wild animals hunt on themselves to survive. The early ancestors began to stand holding on woods and on trees.
Why?
The process of trying to see from afar deadly creatures like predators, lions and other deadly animals, to protect themselves by either setting traps or moving out of the dangerous grasslands. Here comes the second stage in human evolution, the Australopithecus. Some scientists believe that Australopithecus is the first stage of human evolution.
Why?
All because Australopithecus was the first generation that demonstrated human being by walking perfectly. But historians argue that the early ancestors remain the first generation, with the fact that without the early ancestors, the Australopithecus would not have existed. But here is the question: what will be the usefulness of this new two free hands?
Here comes the Homo habilis.
Something different began to happen in this period. Their brain began to expand.
Australopithecus brain size was 350 to 500 centimeters,
while Homo habilis brain size was 510 to 600 centimeters. Why and how on earth did these changes happen?
Just like you and I going to gym house to build our muscles,
the Homo habilis consistent thinking on how to use their hand gradually led to their brain enlargement, and that was how it began. They started making stone tools, gathering themselves for hunting, with one only reason: survival. Within the era of Homo habilis appeared Homo erectus. Homo erectus was having the same features of Homo habilis with just one difference: a longer legs.
Here comes the Heidelbergenses.
This generation is known for their great hunting and fire discovery. Let me uncover how this gets to happen. This generation started migrating out of Africa to Europe and Asia. On getting there, the weather condition of Europe and Asia is very different from that of Africa. Now they needed to survive from this cold weather. This brought about the discovery of stone and wood to get fire to warm themselves for surviving. The new geography of Europe and Asia introduced them to a new tool for hunting. The new tool is a long spear made from stone, which made it easier for them to catch faster and smarter animals. Here comes the new era of the Netherlands. The Netherlands began to appear in 2 colors. The generations before Netherlands never had a shelter, but Netherlands began to live in cage and hut for what? Survival. In 2019, a Korean drama, Art Dark Chronicle, explains the characteristics of the Netherlands. But when our arts are not historical, we won't take note of things like this. Here comes the Homo sapien, the modern day human, so known as the wise man. The Homo sapien are not the strongest, but are dangerous than any creature has ever been. Here is my question: are the next generation going to fly? The present generation of babies are now smarter than the days of our forefathers. In August 2017, a baby spoke immediately was born in Ondo State. Are these events demonstrating a new evolution? See you all in my next video.